Okay, let's get going on example 12. So again, we're trying to figure out how the triangles are similar, which if we saw from earlier, we know they're all similar by the same thing. So I kind of already know that they're going to be similar by AA similarity, but it's okay. It's okay. We still need to prove that they're similar by AA. And then after that, we need to solve for X and Y using our proportionate sides, since these are similar triangles. Okay, so if you guys see here, I already have two angles marked in my picture as congruent. Well, one of them's marked as congruent. The other one is like, it's kind of telling you it's congruent secretly. But anyway, so pretty much most of this has already been given to me. So I'm going to start with these two angles, which I don't have them named right now, so I guess I'll name them something. I'm going to name this triangle. Let's see here. Triangle RAT and triangle, let's see here, TOY. Okay, so currently I see that angle R and Y are both right angles. And since right angles equal 90 degrees, that means they're congruent. So I can say angle R is congruent to angle Y, not because it was given to me, but because all right angles are congruent. So all right angles are congruent. And then angle A and angle O are simply just given to me that they're congruent. So I'm going to say angle A is congruent to angle O because it was given to me. And look at that, you guys, I have two congruent angles, which means my two triangles are similar by the AA similarity. Nifty, right? All right, let's keep going. And now that I know that these two triangles are similar, that means that their sides are proportionate. So I can set up a proportion to solve for X and Y. All right, let's get going, you guys. So again, when we're setting up our proportion, if it helps you, we know that these two angles are congruent. So by the third angle theorem, I know that these two are congruent as well. Okay, so if you mark in your congruent angles, it'll help you to know which sides correspond to each other. So I need to know which two sides do I already have links for, because that is going to be the scale factor that I use to help me solve for X and Y. So let's see here. Y is on the side with the 3 arcs and the 2 arcs. So that's on the side with the 5. So I know Y and 5 correspond. X is on the side with the 2 arcs and the right angle. So that's going to be the 6. So then my only other options are the sides with the 3 arcs and the right angle. So 8 and 4. Which again, it doesn't matter which triangle you start from as long as you are consistent. So I personally like to start with the smaller triangle. So I'm going to say side 4 corresponds to side 8 because they both kind of have the same angle markings. So I'm going to write 4 over 8 both times. Okay, so the scale factor we're going to use is 4 over 8, which I'm going to reduce that down first before I put it in my proportion. So I don't have to do it twice. It'll save me some time. And mathematicians like to save time. So, okay, so 4 over 8, what number will divide into 4 and 8? It is 4. You guys always know the answer. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, so my scale factor that I'm going to use in both of these problems to help me solve for X and Y is going to be 1/2. So I'm going to use 1/2 twice when I'm solving for X and Y. Okay, and don't forget, I started from my small triangle first in the numerator, and I went to my larger triangle in the denominator. So when I do that, I need to make sure I stay consistent. Okay, so X happens to be in my smaller triangle, so I know I'm going to write that first. And then the side that corresponds to the X, well, X is in between the 2 arcs and the right angle. So the side in between the 2 arcs and the right angle is the 6. So I'm going to write it over 6. And then guess what? All we got to do is cross multiply, then we'll be done. So 2 times X will give me a 2X, and that will equal 1 times 6, which is 6. All right, let's solve this thing for X, which secretly, you guys, the 2 and the X are separated by multiplication. So how I move the 2 over is by dividing it on both sides. So 2 divided by 2 cancels and turns to 1, which leaves me with x equals 6 over 2, which is 3. So x is going to be 3. Okay, and then same thing with the y. So the y, let's see here, which is kind of confusing because I named one of my angles y, but it's okay. So the side y is this one. Y is in between the 3 arcs and the 2 arcs. So remember, I got to start from my smaller triangle. So the side that is in between the 3 arcs and the 2 arcs is the 5. So I'm going to write the 5 first, which 5 will correspond with y. And then we just simply cross multiply. So let's do this thing. So 1 times y gives me y, and that will equal 2 times 5, which is 10. So guess what, you guys? Y is 10. That's it. Don't overthink it. Okay, I know you guys are super ready for example 13, so let's get going. Let's get going.